Hello, and welcome to the next series in number theory. So in this problem, we're going to show that if you take an integer n that is odd and you square it, you get another odd integer. So we can state this by writing if n is odd, then n squared is odd. Okay, so just as a reminder, in number theory, we're dealing, or in this number theory, we're really dealing with just integers. So we're dealing with discrete numbers, so like 0, 1, 2 type numbers. So what we can do is we can assume that the hypothesis is true. So the hypothesis is this component, and we're going to try to show that the implication is true. So this is a hypothesis, and this is the implication. And so we're actually going to do this with what's known as a direct proof. So we're going to state that we're just going to say, well, okay, assume n's odd. So how can we express that? We can say, well, n is equal to some integer which is odd. So if you have an integer that's odd, it's always one bigger than an even number. So we're going to write that as 2 times some number k plus 1. So if you have like k equals 0, then you get n equals 1. If you have k equals 1, you get 2 times 1 plus 1, so that's n equals 3. K equals 2. You get 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5, so n equals 5. So this is a handy way of just writing down, saying that n is an odd number. Okay, so now we're going to explore our implication. What happens if we square this number? So we have n squared. We're going to have 2k plus 1 squared. So I'm going to rewrite that as 2k plus 1 times 2k plus 1. Okay, so now let's multiply that out. So if we take this part and multiply that together, we're going to get 4k squared. If we take that and multiply it by there, we get a 2k. If we do that and that, we're going to get another 2k. And then the last part is the 1 and the 1. So we get 1. So I'm going to simplify this a little bit. I'm going to factor out a 2, and I'll end up with 2k squared plus, and then this is really 4k when we combine these together. So it's 2 times 2k, and then I have 1. So interesting, look what we have. We now have n squared is equal to 2 times some integer plus 1. So actually we've just directly shown that given that we have an odd number, which is 2 times some integer plus 1, and we square it, we get another number, which is 2 times some integer plus 1. So indeed, this is a proof via a direct method that taking a number n that is odd, squaring it also gives you an odd number. So that's why whenever you take something like 7 squared, you end up with 49, also an odd number. You take a 9 squared, you're going to end up with 81. And we've shown that for no matter what odd number you take, you always end up with, whatever odd number you take, you always end up with the square of that number also being odd. Okay. Let me stop.